Daniel Jones, let's dig into it. It surprised me, Rob, because it seemed like he was just going to get the non-exclusive franchise tag, $32.5 million, which is what Lamar Jackson ended up being offered by the Ravens. And instead, Daniel Jones got a 4-year, $160 million deal with the Giants. $35 million in additional incentives, Rob. I assume, make all pro, win the Super Bowl, stuff like that. And then of the deal, 2 years, the first 2 years at $82 million is guaranteed. That softens it a little bit because it seems like you're only locked in. A lot. Yeah, you're only locked in for $82 million. It softens it a lot, but you still, for 2 years, Rob, are giving him $41 million a year. And for perspective's sake, that's more than Derek Carr got. Derek Carr is better than Daniel Jones. It's more than Geno Smith got. Geno Smith last year was better than Daniel Jones. Now, Geno obviously been in the league 8 years, didn't play a lot, got his chances early, struggled, and then became a backup. And this year, of course, broke out and had a really nice season. But they didn't get the money that Daniel Jones is getting, even for these 2 years. I just thought, Rob, they should have franchised him. And even if it meant, I know they wanted to keep Saquon. Even if it meant giving Saquon 2 years and maybe a little more money than you had to give him. That, to me, would have been better because maybe Daniel Jones, he could turn into a good quarterback. And he had a nice year. He ran the ball really well, ran for over 700 yards, and obviously ran it well in the playoffs, but only threw for 15 touchdowns, and they had a really kind of basic offense, Rob. So I think this year my plan would have been bring him back on the tag. We'll open up the offense a little bit, let him throw a little bit more, try to get him a receiver or two who's top, close to top of the line, and see what he can do as a passer. I know he can run, but he ain't Lamar Jackson. And so he's going to have to be able to throw the football and not turn it over. And that's what I would want to see next season before I give him a long-term deal.
I'm with you. I needed to see another year. I just could not have committed it. I get it. It ain't like it's fully guaranteed or whatever, or you're stuck with him if he regresses or, and I don't know. What does he have, 10 touchdowns next year? I don't know. But I wasn't that impressed. His 3 best games came against 2 of the worst defenses in the league.
Right.
Those are warning signs to me. Like, I need to see more. I know they won and made the playoffs. He looked terrible in the playoff game. I mean, they couldn't get anything going against Philadelphia. So I guess
he was great against Minnesota in the first playoff.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And again, Minnesota's defense was like next to last, and the Lions was last. I think one of those two.
Yeah, but they were both very bad.
Those were the 2 games. He had 2 games over 300 yards against the
2 against the
Vikings and 1 against the Lions. Right. But my point, I guess I was making was, when it's your quarterback, Chris, and you talk about this all the time, and your time comes up and your turn comes, they can't go, well, we're only going to give you $25 million. That's just not the going. Even though he ain't getting 50, like that's what the going rate for quarterbacks is in the NFL.
No, but Derek Carr didn't get that. He's better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Geno Smith had a better season.
Yeah, but Geno got what did he get? $100 million for 3 years. And
75 is like, it looks more like 75 million for I don't know if that's guaranteed. Brandon, see if you can get the exact specifics on Geno Smith's contract.
Yeah, but Geno Smith, and who else are we talking about? And
Derek Carr.
Yeah, those aren't your quarterbacks. Those aren't the guy. Daniel Jones is their guy who they drafted. Like, I just think it's a little different,
Dable's
Chris.
Guy.
No, I know, but they drafted him, is what I'm saying. That's why you're in that situation.
Come on, man.
No,
Rob.
I'm with you. I'm just.
But I mean, there's a lot of Jordan Love was their guy. I mean, now they're going to look like they're going to give him a chance to play. But you know what I mean? They haven't giving him any type of serious deal.
No, but I don't know if they could have offered him
$25
million. I just don't think that would.
Well, he wanted the reports were that he wanted 45.
Yeah, but if they put him on the he would have made how much 38 or 40 something on the franchise tag. If they kept him for 1 year, he still would have made.
Well, they could have put him on the non-exclusive. Now, then you might run the risk of losing him, right? But then again, the benefit of that non-exclusive, and this is why I don't think, Rob, that Lamar Jackson's days in Baltimore are definitely numbered. I'm not saying he'll be back, but I think the reason his days aren't like it's over for sure is because what it does allow a team to do is really not only do you get to see what his market is, but he gets to see what his market is. If in Lamar's case, if Lamar is like, man, look, don't come to me unless it's a fully guaranteed deal, making more money than Deshaun Watson. And that very well might be his stance in these negotiations, Rob. It kind of seems that way. So if he's like, look, $235 million guaranteed for 5 years, period. We don't have anything to discuss other than that. And what if no team offers him close to that? Now you say somebody offers him $175 million guaranteed, Rob, and $220 million total, whatever. Now you match it and you've got him on that deal. And the player can be upset, but he also got to realize, man, well, look, nobody was going to give it to me. It's one league. This is the league I'm playing in. So I think that at the very least, Rob, they could have done that with him. And if somebody's going to offer him $40 million, then okay, we'll match it. But until then, I just think, I don't know. What if Daniel Jones goes out and is bad next year, Rob? You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I know you're not saying you're his, he's your guy, but I'm just saying, like, for the Giants, what if he's bad? Your defense is good. Saquon plays well. And you feel he's not delivering.
What if he's the Daniel Jones we saw for the first 4 years? So,
right. And his rookie year was okay. I mean, he had trouble turning the ball over, but he did throw for 24 touchdowns. But Rod, if he goes out next year and struggles, now you got him for the next year too. And now you're in year 3 of Dayball, and it just. But they should go out and try to get him some better receivers. I will say that. Give him a chance. Now you put all this money into him. Give him a chance to succeed. Give him the best opportunity to succeed. And, we'll see what happens there if they do that, Rob. But I don't know. I mean, I just think this – was this done just so you could franchise Saquon? Or was that a large part of it? I mean, Saquon
I don't know. I don't know the business dealings, Chris, but you might be right.
Yeah.
Right?
And look,
you might be right.
I think there's a handful of backs that are special. I think Nick Chubb is special. I think Tony Pollard's got something to him. Obviously Derrick Henry's special. Jonathan Taylor, when he's healthy, special. Like there's a couple guys. And Saquon, Rob, when he's healthy, now I know he has some games where he doesn't deliver, but he's a big play guy. He is, I think, one of those running backs that does make a difference. But still, I'm not breaking the bank for him. I'm just not breaking the bank for a running back nowadays. But I'd give him a little more money to keep him a little happy. If I didn't have
the game has just changed so much, and the running back just doesn't have the same impact. Whether it's fair or not, it's just the facts.
Right. Jacobs special.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs.
So there's just a handful of guys. And what did they franchise tag Jacobs, didn't they?
Yep. The Raiders.
With the Raiders. So I don't know. The Giants, they're in a quandary to me. I'm not sure who they are. I know they had a good year last year. Won some games I didn't think they would win. They did. To me, it's a let's see next year before I'm convinced they're moving somewhere. There was a lot of teams that surprised me. Seattle, the Giants, the Jets.
This happens every year, right?
Yeah,
you got
like
a couple
some teams, right.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean you've turned the corner, Chris, because you can fall back. The Lions did make the playoffs. We'll see. We'll see this year. If they make the playoffs, then you got real progress, right? I would
Right.
call that real. If they don't, then it was just a
Yeah,
kind of
mirage,
fluky
right.
thing.